Hello everyone, this is Olga Show with you. We are back in San Jose Adobe headquarters, and we are with one of the person who working with Create Now, or actually Creative Cloud, which Adobe offer for the community. Colin Smith. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. You are also community leader for Adobe.
Yes.
Apparently you don't work for Adobe. How's that working and what do you do?
Yeah, I actually have my own company, PhotoshopCafe.com, where I do training and I teach people how to use Adobe products. And then so Adobe brings me in to help them out, and I do some freelance work for Adobe, so I speak for Adobe from time to time at different places.
Right, and I saw your business card, which was very creative, wonderful card, wonderful car, futuristic. So you put a lot of features of Adobe Photoshop on that and created like cosmic car.
Yeah, that was actually created in Photoshop. I've been doing it for about 20 years now, and actually started as a digital artist and still do some digital art stuff, but mostly in the educational industry now. But yeah, so I created that.
So coming from New Zealand, did you know about Adobe Photoshop in New Zealand or here?
Actually, no, I didn't, because Adobe Photoshop was barely coming out when I came from New Zealand. And so when I came over here, I actually started on Corel Draw, and then I started working for a magazine. And they had this new thing called Photoshop, and they said, "Oh, do you want to learn this new thing called Photoshop?" And I was like, "Yeah, this looks interesting." And it was the very first version of Photoshop, and so I learned it.
It looks
and
like you fall in love, and
oh,
yeah,
yes,
and
yeah,
you
absolutely loved it. Yeah.
And now, what's new came out with that Creative Cloud, which you showed today, and it was a lot of great features on video. And so what that's and why you guys did that?
Yeah, so what I was presenting today was the features on the video products is Premiere and After Effects. And After Effects is kind of like Photoshop with motion.
Right.
So all the things you can do in Photoshop, you can do a lot of similar things in After Effects, but then you can apply that and take videos and apply all these special effects and visual effects. And
Those
so a lot of the times
greatest.
you see movies, a lot of the visual effects, you know, where you see a person in a room and all of a sudden they're flying in space, that's all done in After Effects.
Yeah, there's a lot of great visual effects you presented, and I know you had limited time to present them all, but that's a very interesting thing. So I let you check it out on the video, which we're gonna post the link under our video. And of course, I will let you to play with our video we're doing today. So please put your cool features and effects. I still have to learn. I still have to learn all of those effects. Now, how easy is that to learn all those effects for people?
Well, it takes a little while. You know, some things are very easy and you can do very quickly. Other things require a lot of just experience and practice. But the great things about the tools is the tools are getting easier and easier for people to use. So when you saw today, like I was demonstrating the green screen, anybody can now take something that was shot against a green screen and make it look really good and cut it out and make it look very realistic. A few years ago, that would have been very difficult to do.
And I know when you put mask on the lady, then I also noticed I don't have to worry about any of the codes behind the video. So I just do magic touch, and I learned how to do that, just magic touch, and that's it. It's going on its own. So
Yeah.
Adobe worries about that.
Well,
obviously.
Adobe's been doing a great job of doing these magical features, you know, with motion tracking with the masks and things like that, and just very intelligent cutting things out. But in Photoshop as well, with the content-aware technologies and things that people like myself and some of my colleagues a few years ago, there was only a few of us could do these things because they were so difficult to do, but now anybody can do them. And as you saw, you know, when Terry was showing, people were doing some things on iPads that you couldn't have even done in Photoshop a few years ago. So things are just really progressing and getting simpler to use.
And then you put layers on top of layers, and they move in those layers on top of the layers, and it's easy to do. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that's what I need to have for all of my videos.
Right.
So please, guys, learn, teach me, and I'm gonna learn just like other users. I think it's far affordable than before. You were saying some of the features was cost like $30,000 before. Not like that. It's only a few hundreds of dollars, which is much easier and affordable and easy to use. So Coming from New Zealand and doing all these new features, do you like it to live in high tech and apply it into your artistic videos?
Yes, I love it. There's two things I've always loved since I was a child is art and technology. So, before computers, I created a lot of art by hand. And then as I was able to use computers to create my art, I just love it because it's the two things I love, and now I can use them together. And so I use computers to create the art that I love. And I'm not worried about, being a purist. What I care about is the final result, is how can I get something that looks realistic or something that looks the way I want it to look. And so I'm just excited because as technology increases, then it makes it possible to do things that you couldn't do before, or things that were just very, very time consuming. So it saves a lot of time, and then you can focus on your creative vision and creative art. So
Right.
really the goal of good software is to get the software out of the way and create beautiful art that inspires people that they want to see. And that's one of the things too is, like my business Photoshop Cafe, I have a lot of free information on there so people can actually go in there and follow the tutorials for free and learn how to use Photoshop.
That's very nice. Thank you for doing that, because me being new to this industry, I want to create wonderful video from the beginning. And I'm glad that Adobe allows to do that, and you as a founder of Photoshop Cafe allow us to train ourselves and use the tools for our videos and share that with the community and you as well. So what would you like to wish to our viewers and listeners?
Just that they will not be afraid to follow what their creative vision is if they are wanting to be creative people, because it used to be, oh, you have to go get a real job. You can't be an artist, you can't make a living. Why not? So if people have it inside themselves and in their hearts and they want to become artists, that they have the courage to follow their passion. And when you follow your passion, then you truly are happy. You're never happy if you're not following your passion and doing what you love. Otherwise, you're just going to work. You're a slave. But when you do what you love, you never work. You're
That's
just
true. You
enjoying
just
life.
read my mind, and I always tell people, if you love what you do, you never work, you always in love. You can work 24/7, and it's like, no, we're not tired. I just feel like I had fun.
You're doing the same thing you would do if you weren't working.
And
Exactly.
sharing it with other people, and they get happy, and you're like, oh, I'm glad I did somebody happy. That's kind of even multiplies, and it's great. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and that was Colin Smith, Adobe community leader and also founder of Photoshop.